But could this be the product that kicks Morse Motley off the throne and becomes the new GOAT? What is happening, guys? Mike here. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute since we've seen each other. How have y'all been? How have you been? I've been just super busy. Life has not slowed down for me, not even like one little bit. But as usual, that has not stopped me from putting together a brand new video for you guys today. I'll be reviewing the True North Formulations Pneuma Matte Putty. This is very cool, I think, because I've actually known their owner, Matt, for quite a few years now from the pomade community. He is somebody that I would consider to be very knowledgeable on the subject. So it makes perfect sense, at least to me, to see him take this next step into formulating his new products, and I'm just super stoked for him. I'm very happy for you, Matt. If you see this video, I'm very happy for you. I'm really glad to take a look at this. I think it's very cool. We're gonna dive right into it. I'm gonna give you all of my thoughts. Let's go ahead and get started. This, once again, is the Pneuma Matte Putty from True North, and according to the brand, this is a water-based styling product that took over a year to develop. They say it offers a true matte finish with a firm yet pliable hold that won't dry the hair out. They also say it's made for all hair lengths with earth-based ingredients and an easy rinse out. Price-wise, we are looking at $22.99 for 3.38 ounces, but they also offer a smaller sample size for $9.99 US. Moving over to the scent now on this one. Their website actually describes this as a woodsy, warm spice, balsamic ode, vanilla, and amber scent. I actually describe it as f***ing awesome. Like, I actually love this. I've been seeing so many people use this very bland or kind of same fragrances over and over again that all smell the same. I'm sure you guys have noticed that too. It's just a bunch of the same fragrance. This is actually different to me. It's got this freshness to it. It's got a slight sweetness too, but it's not like a traditional cologne. It's not like something that we're just seeing constantly over and over again. It's fantastic, honestly. Very, very, very solid choice in my opinion. Looking inside the jar here now, we have a very smooth paste looking back at us. It comes out nice and smooth, but it does have some body to it inside the jar. But in the hand, what I like about it is it breaks down super easily, actually, without any tack or stickiness being present, at least in the initial interaction with the product. And quite honestly, when I'm looking at this, it reminds me slightly of like a creamier version of Morse Motley's Treatment Styling Balm, like the old school one. I mean, if y'all know what I'm talking about, you've been around for a while, they had like their original Morse Motley Treatment Styling Balm, and then they kind of reformulated and updated. I'm talking about that original one. And to me, it really gives you some of those attributes when you pull it out the jar and start breaking it down in the hand. It kind of starts reminding me of that, but more on that in a minute. Moving over to the styling test now. I'm gonna be running this in dry hair, and yes, I did get a new haircut. I've had this for about 2 weeks now. It's just a standard burst fade, just something new to try. I'm having a lot of fun with it so far. And what you're seeing now is I'm just running the product through my hair. I'm actually gonna tell you what I'm seeing in the end with my opinions, but for now, just ride with me for a minute. We're gonna run it through. I'm gonna go in with a second scoop actually here as well, get it all worked in, and then I'm gonna hit it with the comb to just test it out and see how it's responding. After all that's done, I'm then gonna go ahead and just start messing it up with my fingers. I haven't yet fully, honestly, figured out what I want to do with this style daily. It's very new to me still, so I'm kind of experimenting with this and that, especially when it comes to the front. Like, I have no idea what to do with that just yet, but I'm just gonna move it around until I either get tired of doing it or I see something that looks halfway decent. And in the end here, it was a little bit of both, so this is what we ended up with. Now let's go ahead and check on that final style 8 hours in. Again, I'm just giving you a quick look, and when I explain my verdict, that's when I will provide details on everything I'm seeing here. But for the record, here's what the style looked like at the end of the day. All right, now, after doing all of those tests, running this through for a full day, here's my thoughts. Let's start with the styling. When you look again at the test here, you might be able to pick up on the fact that it goes into the hair extremely slick. And that told me a lot. What I saw was the product goes into the hair and feels very lightweight. It doesn't have that tack. It doesn't pull or anything like that. It's actually very light at the beginning. That is why, for me, a second scoop was needed, because once I did that, all the power and presence actually came out, and it turned into a totally different experience. It was nice and dry, texturous, a complete firm hold. I mean, I felt like I had total control over the hair at that point. But it was still nice and slick. Like, you saw the comb still went through just easily without ripping hair out. But the performance was still there, allowing the hair to stack and stand up and be truly manipulated. I mean, it was all there. nicely balanced along with a true matte finish. For the endurance test now, I want to just point out how much hold is actually still there. I mean, you can see it for yourself. You can take it, it just sticks straight up. At the end of the day, after 8+ hours, there's still so much hold there, all without drying my hair out too. My hair is not dried out and crispy feeling. It actually still feels nice and somewhat soft, but still full of texture and, you know, just full of hold, I guess you could say, which is really good for the end of the day. For the washout now, it did rinse out for me with just water. I didn't have any problems there. It came right out with just water, although the brand does recommend for a full elimination of the product just to use shampoo, which I do anyway, so really wasn't a big deal to me. I actually noticed that it came off my hands and right out of my hair with just water though, so that's just what I saw. That all being said, I think this is a very well formulated hair product. I've said this sentiment a million times. The best products out there are balanced. They're not too heavily pushed to one side attribute-wise. You know, here we have a great firm hold, for example, a matte finish styler that's also balanced to be pliable and slick so that it doesn't rip the hair out or become too dry later. I mean, you get what you want out of it without a hassle, and that's the beauty, I think, of balancing a formula. You know, you take it too far to the hold side, it might dry the hair out, which becomes kind of a problem later. So what you want to do is kind of just make sure you have a attribute that is counterbalancing the thing that you're really trying to emphasize. So a lot of hold, somewhat slick, and still nourishment for the hair so it doesn't dry out, in other words. Just an easy way of explaining what I'm talking about. That being said, the only piece of criticism that I would put on this formula, and I want to start this by making it very clear that this is 100% twist my arm criticism, meaning I'm only saying this because I feel like I need to say something here. I just feel like I need to. Maybe the hold could be touched up a notch, or maybe half a notch. Again, that's just something, if I'm forced to apply some kind of criticism to this, I would say maybe bump the hold half a notch or you know, a couple %. That's just, you know, something. Other than that, I actually really liked this stuff. Now, a second ago, I mentioned that this product reminded me of a very special product, the Treatment Styling Balm from Morse Motley. The reason why ultimately I think that is considered the GOAT by a lot of people, at least the original version of it was anyway. They have changed over the years and all that's debatable, but that's a conversation for another day. I think the reason that was considered the GOAT for so many people was it had great hold, and in short, it was extremely well balanced, like we've been talking about. There's a lot more there than that, you know, but I'm summarizing here. And that's exactly what I see here, that balance I keep talking about. It's perfectly displayed within this product. Is it exactly like Morse Motley? No, there's plenty of differences. As usual, comparisons suck. Do I see some similarities? Yes, I think it has somewhat similar hold strengths. I think it's very smooth, kind of like that. I think ultimately this is a little bit creamier in the presentation, but there's something there. And I think that something was very well done, and the product was overall very well formulated. But could this be the product that kicks Morse Motley off the throne and becomes the new GOAT? I don't know. Ultimately, that's for you to decide. But if you'd like to check this out for yourself, a link will be in that description down below. That, though, is it for today. Thanks so much for checking this out with me. Make sure you do the big 3 for me: like, comment, subscribe, and as always, take it easy. I'll see you next time.